Well, you know, I hate the word peel. Peel this, peel that. Personally, as a scientist, I'm opposed to that word because it truly is a misnomer. We're not a lot of onions where we can just rip off a layer of skin and voila, new skin starting all over again. That's not how skin works. In fact, if you look at a section of the epidermis under a microscope, you'll notice that it's a series of hills and valleys, old cells, new cells, constantly changing on their journey, their rhythmatic journey to the surface. The only layer is the epidermis, and that's a small, tiny little layer at the very top, which, you know, eventually ends up into a pile of dead cells. Now, those excessive dead cells, which rather look a bit like shingles on a roof under a microscope, have to be consistently removed. When we're very young, we have the ability to naturally exfoliate, to shed excess dead cells, and new cells always be on view. And as we get older, as a protective device, the epidermis seems to not want to release its dead cells on a regular basis. It kind of piles up, gets thicker and thicker and thicker, and then wrinkles start to appear, little dry cracks and fissures, and little uneven tones of skin. And then, of course, when that happens, under that burden, everything else slows down underneath, and the aging syndrome advances on. So common sense tells us, yes, we do need to remove that excess cuticle buildup, that dead cell buildup. So this is where the special tool in the kit comes in called micro peel. The word peel, but everybody understands what that means, so we went ahead and used it. Micro meaning very small, systematic removal of the redundant cuticle every day or every other day or whatever your regimen is over a period of time, but not creating any trauma like laser and old-fashioned acid peels and all this huge mass amounts of glycolic and other alpha hydroxy acids and granules and pumice and microdermabrators. All of those things create further trauma. We don't believe in that. We can remove it safely, gently, firmly, and very effectively.